Go ahead and blame everything on your ex. Do it. It works. It works. Why are you looking at me like that? Hey beautiful souls, how is everyone doing? My name is Adaure and you are welcome to Adaure Speaks. Today we are going to be talking about divorce and separation. And I understand that this is a trigger word for a lot of people, and if this is something that you are not interested in listening to, please go ahead and click away at this point. But I really wanted to talk about this, okay? Now, for most people, divorce is like a magic potion, right? It's like a magic pill. Once you just go ahead and get a divorce, all your life problems are over. You just have a plain slate to, work on. Life is beautiful again. But is this really true, or is this a myth? Now, why is it that some people seem to be happily divorced and others are just plain miserable? Even more miserable than they were while they were in a marriage. What are these two groups doing differently? These are some of the things that I would like for us to look into. There are so many factors that determine how your divorce is going to be. Now, in this case, I would like to use a popular saying, as you make your bed, so you lay on it, or so you lie on it. Now, this could not be truer than when we're talking about divorce and separation. I'm sure you know one or two of those people that would complain a lot about their ex-spouses. Everything they talk about is about their ex-spouses. It's almost as if they're still married. The only difference now is this: you don't get to hear any good thing about the spouse, because at least when they were married, you probably hear some of the complaints and then you hear some of the good stuff. These days it's all about the not so good stuff, and yeah, after a while you actually start to get tired of it. You almost wish they were still married, because hey, the person is still living rent-free in your head, right? I don't know if you've met one of those people. If you have not, I really hope you don't. But yeah, it's really it's very challenging, okay? And while I do understand why people can be that way with a divorce, because divorce has been said to be somewhat like death. I can't believe I'm saying this, but at least death is final. You could live a very, very long life of misery if you're not careful about how you handle divorce. But the people that are glowing up, the people that live a happier life, what sets them apart? That is the one thing, the only thing that I want to talk about in this video. Like I said, there are so many things that you could talk about, but just one thing, okay? All right, now number one, that only one thing that I want to talk about is this. If you really want to have a peaceful divorce, if you want to glow up after a divorce, if you want to find your life back after a divorce, if you want to end up being one of the happier ones after a divorce, do this one thing, okay? And the one thing is this: go ahead and blame everything on your ex. Do it. It works. It works. Why are you looking at me like that? Isn't that what we do anyway? Or are you kind of insinuating that there's a chance that you played a role in the union not working? Nah, come on now, God forbid. We not you. How could you possibly be held accountable for something? You that grew up in a two-parent household, you that went to block rosary and you were a staunch Catholic, or you probably even started speaking in tongues from birth. It just, you were just giving birth to, and you were like, blah, 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 blah. How could you possibly do something wrong in a union? It has to be the ex's fault. They did this, they did that, they did not do this one, it's all their fault. So let's go ahead and just throw it on that. I don't like the way you're looking at me. I really do not appreciate it, because you're looking at me as if I'm saying something that is not true. This is what we all do. It has to be the other person. There is something to do. So just go ahead, complain about them, tell everybody that cares to listen what they did and what they did not do, and that was how you ended up divorced. And not only did it end up in a divorce, that is also the reason why you're still miserable even after divorcing and separating from them. They are the source of your unhappiness. That is the one thing that you must do. You're still looking at me that way. That's okay. I'm just saying what everybody's thinking. Somebody has got to say it. You don't think I'm right. Well, if you don't think I'm saying the right thing, that means you obviously know what to do. That means you know what to do. If you are the person that just went through a divorce, or you're going through a separation and you were still stuck, you feel limited, you feel so stuck, like you're so miserable, and you see other people, or you've heard other people after separation, they're just free. The one thing that they are doing different is this one thing that you have continued to do, that I'm even encouraging you now to continue doing. But you're looking at me like I'm from Mars or from somewhere else. I'm just saying what we are doing. Somebody's got to say it. See, the people that glow up after a divorce, the happy ones, the ones that, look better, that are doing better, the ones that are making serious money moves, those ones, they don't have time to gossip about their exes. They don't have time to look into what their exes are doing. They're not interested. They are not. One thing that I have found out, that most people that actually advance the cause of their lives after a divorce or a separation, no matter how nasty it might be, is that, number one, they have learned to stay in their lane. They have learned to stay in their lane. I'm saying that because that's how we say it in Nigeria. They have learned how to stay in their lane. They are focused on their growth. And they have found out that they themselves are not infallible, that they are humans. And because of that, they made certain mistakes in their marriages, in their relationships, and they are working on themselves, and they continue working on themselves. And most of them, I have found out, sorry, let me drop this real quick. Most of them, I have actually found out, started working on themselves while they were still married. Yep. They knew they wanted to get a divorce. They knew they were going to be separated, but they started working on themselves even while married, which is the best thing you can do for yourself as a human being. Find out those things that you did not do right. I don't care how evil the person that you got married to, that you're in a relationship with is. That is not your business. This race is a per head something. What that means is that you are on your own. It's an individual race. If you're trying to be a better person, that is personal to you. Forget about what they did. Forget about they treated you like crap. I get it. What did that teach you? It should teach you self-love. You were in an abusive relationship and you're about to leave, or you already left. What did it teach you? It should teach you self-love. You should love yourself enough. You should be selfish enough to get yourself out of a situation that is not serving you, that is not good for your mental health. It should teach you something. It should. And if you were there for a very long time, oh my goodness, you also played the part. And I'm so sorry. I know how triggering this can be. This is so personal to a lot of people. I get it. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. You probably know my story. I shared it in one of my videos. But even though you find yourself stuck in a relationship and you've been abused for years, you played a part in it. What am I trying to say? You stayed. You stayed. And by staying, you're saying, I don't deserve anything better. And that's why they continue to treat you like that. And I know you don't, I mean, who wants to hear this stuff? I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it. But somebody's got to say it. And I love you enough to tell you the truth. Examine the things that you did not do right. Start working on them. Whether you've left the relationship or not is irrelevant. Listen, if you come out of that relationship or you come out of that marriage with your same self, thinking that you've done nothing wrong, there is nothing negative that you contributed, honey, do you know what's going to happen? Do you know what's going to happen? I'll tell you. You're going to go from that bad relationship to one that is worse. And I know you probably don't believe there's something worse out there, but I promise you there is. That's what's going to happen. Do you know why? Do you know why? You can change your partner, but you can't change you. You're carrying yourself. You're carrying your trauma. You're carrying everything that went on in that relationship or even in the previous relationships with you. You've not even healed them. You've not nurtured yourself. You've not catered to your inner child. So you carry you wherever you go. The city does not matter. The state is not important. The country you go to is completely immaterial. It's still the same old you. The one thing that you can do for yourself before you leave that marriage, before you leave that relationship, and even if you've already left, today is a brand new day. Find out what you did wrong, where you're coming from, and work on them. Okay? Find out. Even if the ex decides not to work on themselves, that is good. It's a free work. They're cool. That's none of your business. Work on you. Improve. Be better. Level up. That way, even when you meet another person, nobody will tell you that they're better for you. No. Nobody will tell you. You naturally attract people that are better for you. People who love you how you want to be loved. Not just people who love you however they feel like. People who are interested in finding out how you want to be loved. And people who are willing to make that extra effort to love you exactly how you want to be loved. I just wanted to put this one out there. It's very, very important that we start telling ourselves the truth. Change yourself. Michael Jackson, oh, I love him. Michael sang a song and he said, if you're trying to change anything, just look at the man in the mirror. Look at the woman in the mirror. That change starts from here. Even if you're in a relationship that is not serving you right now, honey, by the time you start showing yourself love, by this time you start being compassionate towards yourself, acknowledging the things that you've been through, showing yourself love. And self-love is not just about getting manicure, pedicure, getting your hair done, makeup on fleek. All that is a part of it, but there is something else that you need. You need to heal your inner child. The reason why you attracted this person in the first place. I'm going to be doing an inner child a series. It's a whole series. And I want to start on it so that you know exactly how to even start this journey of healing. Because every time we say self-love, people don't really understand it. Resting is self-love. Meditating is self-love. But there are other things. There are other basic things that you need so that you are not so in need of, people's validation and people's love. You learn how to love you. You learn how to accept you. You understand that you're a human with flaws, and that is beautiful. You don't have to be perfect. I'm going to be talking about self-love, not just self-love now. I'm talking about inner child. Like, you need to communicate with your inner child. You need to heal your inner child so that by the time you're ready to walk out of that relationship, or you have already walked out of that relationship, but then you start healing yourself, your whole world changes. You wake up in the morning and you're singing songs and you don't understand why. You praise and you dance from Monday till Saturday, no reason. It has absolutely nothing to do with your bank account. You're just happy. You're just content. You're loving you. I want to see you, glow up. I want to see you on the other side. Leave everything that happened alone. Leave it where it belongs. Listen, people don't owe you change. They don't have to change because you don't like it. I mean, if they care enough about you, they will do that. Those are the people for you. But you owe yourself that much. You should love yourself enough to look at yourself, at the places that hurt, and look at your insecurities without feeling ashamed. You should be able to be naked and not ashamed. I just wanted to share this very quick one with you today. My name is Adaure. You have been here with me on Adaure Speaks. If this is the kind of content that you're interested in, please consider subscribing. Other than that, I will see you around some other time. Take good care of yourself. I love you so much and have a beautiful day. Bye.